Hey guys, thanks for tuning in again. I've got a short video here, just a test of about 5 things. Recorded some video through Spotting Scope, doing a load test development here with some 168 grain Hornady match loads for 30-06, and also showing you just some video off of the phone and doing some audio over, seeing how this goes. This is just a normal trip to the range with about 5 rounds. Really impressed with the accuracy out of these rounds, and let's see how it goes. You're going to notice a lot of shakiness. That's about 25-mile-an-hour winds. Here comes the first shot. Now I'm holding about a 6 o'clock hold. My front sight on the 1903 Springfield is the top sight, or the front sight is level with the bottom of the black circle. I'm probably going to have to speed some things up, and I'll stop the narration until I feel like I need to add something. So I'm going to speed up the time in between a couple of the shots. I had the chronograph set up, and being a new range and a new process for me, I just had to do a lot of fiddling with that. The other thing is, you guys don't need to hear the banter between a buddy of mine at the range and some people just walking by and whatnot, so I'm going to turn the audio down on that. I will try to zoom in on these shots. Speaking of which, these are only at 25 meters. The wind was horrible that day, and it was coming from about at 6 o'clock to 12 o'clock direction, but any range work was just, it was awful. If you notice, I have my target stand sitting up against the next target stand that I could find out there, so I really had to weigh it down. Here comes that second shot. The more shots I take, the bigger that hole's going to get, and the harder it's going to be able to tell to where I'm hitting. So I'm just going to keep zooming in on the shots. Just something to keep in mind in this next segment. If you guys are shooting military surplus rifles or ammunition, if you ever pull the trigger, firing pin drops, just give it a few seconds before you open it up. The last thing you want to do is have an adder battery discharge. Maybe recock your striker, try it again, but always inspect your chamber. I guess it would help if I actually loaded a round in.
Well, that might help.
I didn't flinch. That's a good thing, right? While I think this grouping is turning out really well, I just want to remind you guys that this is just a normal range trip. Not everything goes right, and I didn't bring my lead sled or even my good rests out there with me, so I'm shooting off my range bag with a sand sock on top of it, and yeah, like I said, 25 yards and iron sights. 25, 35. There were 2 main objectives on this range session. The first was to gather any information on the rounds that I was shooting, and the second was for grouping testing. I know I could adjust my point of aim or my sights to where I'd be hitting dead center, but keeping that same consistent point of aim gives me that overall grouping wherever it was hitting on the paper. In these last few shots, you're going to notice the groups start to open up. The good thing is it's a vertical instead of a horizontal. Vertical means that you're having some heat issues with your barrel, as opposed to left and right. That would be more of a bedding or a shooter-induced error. And with that last shot there, that's going to conclude my load testing for the 168 grain Hornady match load for 30-06. The group turned out pretty well. I was pretty happy with the numbers. It was hovering about 2,500 feet per second. If you guys like what you saw and you want me to do some more of these, maybe I can get out there on a calmer day and bring you guys a little bit better video quality. Thanks for watching, guys.